Good Morning Texas Home and Wealth, sponsored by Rodney Anderson with Supreme Lending.
With Memorial Day behind us and Flag Day and the 4th of July just weeks away from now, we've been paying tribute to our patriotic veterans. Our mortgage expert, Rodney Anderson, has details on one of the best loan programs out there. It's a VA loan. Rodney, great to see you.
Good to see you, Carrie.
So you have been seeing a lot of VA loans.
Yeah, actually, it used to be about 1 to 2% of the business. Now it's about 20% of the business. And I get really excited about VA loans because my mentor taught me 23 years ago that if you can do VA loans for good, hardworking people, then there's a place in heaven for you. So
I like that.
It was awesome.
All right, let's talk about who is eligible for a VA loan.
Well, number one, you have to serve at least 4 years in the military.
Okay.
Or if you're in the reservist, you have to serve at least 6 years in the military. Or if you're overseas during wartime, the Iraq War, Afghanistan, then you have to serve 90 days of consecutive duty.
Okay.
Or fourthly, you can be a surviving spouse of someone that was killed in the line of duty. In fact, I have a loan closing next Monday for a surviving spouse where her previous husband was killed in the line of duty.
All right, some great news there that you're providing that for those people and everyone who served our country. Let's talk about down payment, though, because I know the numbers can be a little bit different for VA loans.
Yeah, the VA loans are no money down, up to $417,000. That's just a down payment. But actually, we have loans that are available up to $700,000.
Wow. But
you do have to put a down payment. The difference between $700 and $417, or whatever that dollar amount is, you have to put 25% down. It's still a lot better than the jumbo loans. The rates in many cases are better on those programs, and they're just overall one of the best programs in America.
Okay, let's talk credit score. That's always an important factor. Do the numbers vary there too?
Well, you have to have at least a 620 credit score. You have to meet the VA underwriting guidelines. If you had a bankruptcy, Chapter 7, 2 years at least. Foreclosures or short sales, 3 years minimum. So you still have to, just because you qualify on the veteran status does not mean you're automatically going to qualify based on the underwriting guidelines of the VA. But they're very flexible, very good loans.
That's good to know. All right, let's talk about additional benefits of a VA loan.
Number one, if you're a disabled veteran, we don't ever want to see anybody disabled, but if you have at least 10% disability, then they have what's called a VA funding fee. On a VA loan, the great thing is there's no mortgage insurance, but they have what's called a VA funding fee, and it depends on if you're a first-time or second-time veteran. But if you have 10% or more of disability, that VA funding fee is waived. So you have no money down up to $417 with a VA funding fee that is completely waived. So it is a nice benefit. VA loans are also assumable. Down the road, if you go to sell your property, the people do have to qualify, but they can assume your loan at your interest rate. And what basically will happen, Carrie, is on the VA loans, you just got to make sure that you're working with lenders that understand them. And there's 3 parts to a VA loan. Part 1 is the down payment, which is 0. Part 2 is closing costs. You will have some closing costs. And Part 3 is escrow setup. Those are upfront taxes and insurance and interest. Because a lot of people think, I'll just get in with no money.
Right.
Well, if you can... if you negotiate the closing costs to be paid for by the seller, but the real estate market is so hot, there's hardly anybody paying closing costs in today's environment.
We appreciate all the information. You can catch Rodney again 11 o'clock on the radio.
Talk Radio 1190 today, AM.
Okay, thanks, Rodney. If you want to know more, give Rodney a call. It's 1-800-EXPRESS, or you can just log on to RodneyAnderson.com. We'll be right back after this.